nonetheless, the bike is painted. It's right behind me. I'm about to reveal it. I'm stoked on it. Anyways, here it is. We're at a race against the clock. Look at the whole garage is just a disaster. The paint is not here yet. My compressor stopped working. I have backtracked now a bunch of times. Time was not on our side. There's really nothing I can do about it. Oh, dude, I feel absolutely sick right now. It's early. It's not as early as I want. I wanted to be out here like 6 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. We're stripping this thing down, getting it ready for paint. Challenge I'm facing is I have to get, I don't have to, but we're going to this car show, bike show, coffee thing. We want to take both the bikes. The problem is if this one's apart, I can't take both the bikes. It's in a week from today. So I have 1 week to strip this bike down, prep it for paint, fully repaint it, put it back together. The second challenge I'm facing is that the paint is not here yet. And I don't have an ETA on it. One of the colors is coming on Tuesday, but I have 3 colors for it. So the problem is I have to wait for all 3 to show up before I can even start this. So if the paint doesn't show up in time, there's really nothing I can do about it. Other than that, we're at a race against the clock to get this taken apart and prepped. That way, when the paint comes in, I can real quick spray it, get it done, put it back on the bike. Don't mind how dusty these are. I have these Vortex racing stands. I could not find any documents online that tell me the weight rating of these. Anyways, we're gonna roll some footage of me taking this apart. Have no clue what I'm doing, so we're just gonna kind of wing it. I mean, I never have any idea what I'm doing when I'm taking motorcycles apart to paint them, and it's just what we figure it out. So let's do it. I got a bunch of Ziploc bags to organize everything. I always do. That way I can keep all the parts together. But when I started doing the design on my iPad for the colorway that I'm doing, I did it without painting this. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. In the future, I might wanna, like if I'm gonna leave it black, I might wanna like sand it down and paint it gloss black. I just don't think I have time. I mean, this stuff is tough to sand down because it's got all these little curves and stuff. And getting the texture out of these curved areas is gonna be really difficult without putting a bunch of divots and grooves in it. But for now, we're just gonna leave it. It's gonna go fine with the colorway that I'm doing. All right, we're getting to it. One piece off. All right, so pretty much all the fairings are off. I like that this is so open and exposed. Now I can go in and clean all these pieces off, get all these cobwebs out of here. So yeah, none of this stuff is coming off. So the last thing I have to do is remove this gas tank, which I might do right now. I don't know how much gas I have left in here. I don't think it's a ton. And I don't know if it's all gonna fit into my Tough Jug. Little plug, shout out to Tough Jug. Love these things, they're sick. I've got the rapid fill top, so it takes no time to fill a tank with this guy here. Love these things. Shout out to Tough Jug for hooking me up with a few of these. Lifting that up, there's definitely not enough room in that tank to hold all the gas that's in this tank. I have another gas can over there. That might work. I just don't know how much gas is in here. Oh, we're basically on E. There's gotta be no more than a gallon in here. Should be plenty to fill up that smaller empty gas can. I didn't realize that I didn't have batteries for this here, so I had to run to the store, get some D batteries. This is my pump. This is what's gonna transfer the gas from this tank to my gas can over there. I don't want to just pour gas out. That's what happened with the Ninja, but it wasn't a big deal because the fuel line was on the side of the bike and I could just drain it right into a gas can. It's literally just gonna drain fuel all over the center of this bike. All right, I'm gonna try something. I'll get back to you. All right, and we're not having passengers on the Busa, so we're taking off the passenger pegs. I do have to find a alternative option to this license plate. I hate how like big and obnoxious it looks, so I'm gonna try to find a more sleek spot to mount it that's not here. On the left side, ideally, if I have to have it on one of these, yeah, I found like some exhaust hangers online, but they're like $80 and I'm not actually hanging an exhaust from it. I'm just putting this plate on it. So, all right, there's one side. Good thing I'm repainting these. These are just graphics, thankfully. For some reason, I thought it was paint. I never actually felt them. But it's just a graphic, so it's gonna peel right off. So I don't have to worry about sanding out a whole graphic. Pretty much everything apart, tanks off the bike. I kind of skipped over some stuff because the battery died in the camera. Yeah, this is where we're at, just peeling off all the graphics. And then gotta wash these, degrease them, and then scuff them all. Then I can start doing some other stuff to the bike, maybe getting the wheels off and prepping those for paint too. This is crazy. Well, I had to run to the dollar store again to get one of these. Oops. So just got a bucket of soap and water, and gotta go grab a Scotch pad, clean all these down with some soapy water.
I left my mic inside, so it probably sounds horrible. But right now I'm going to scuff everything and get it ready for the first coat of base this week as soon as the paint comes in. But I'd like to have all the parts at least prepped and ready to go by the time the paint comes in. That way I don't have to rush to get everything. I just getting as much done tonight as possible. Probably not going to film a ton because I'm running out of SD space.
Alright, don't mind the exhaust fan noise outside. I got a project in the paint booth right now for a customer, so got a lot going on today. So I gotta pull these little emblems off, stickers, and then take this top cap part out, as well as get everything plugged up, taped up, everything around it. That way I can get this sanded and prepped for paint. I had to cancel my old order because they didn't have, from Custom Paints, didn't have my toners in stock to mix the colors that I ordered, so I found a similar color, ordered it from another company that I've gone through. Fingers crossed that it gets here before Friday, or because the event is Sunday morning. So I gotta have at least a day to be able to paint. I mean, ideally, if it came Thursday, I would be super grateful and happy, and not sure if that's gonna happen, not sure if that's even possible with where they're shipping from. Probably at Friday, I can do it on Friday. Thursday would be ideal because I have the whole day off. Friday, it's gonna be an all-nighter, and I'm gonna be very tired for work Saturday. Anyways, I'm gonna pull this stuff off right now, and then I have to, then I'm gonna take the wheels off because I found the adapters, the bag of adapters for the fork stand. So I can take the wheels off, take the rotors off, the sprocket off. Hopefully I can easily unseat the tires. Anyways, those had to get prepped as well for paint, so I can at least do all that today. And I'm waiting for my white to come in as well because I ran out of white on the last project. Anyways, we're just gonna pop these off real quick, move on. All right, graphics are off the gas tank, but I really don't want to sand right now. So I'm just gonna continue the project by taking these wheels off. It looks like I've got to move this sport bike out of the way first. It was raining outside earlier, like downpouring. It was an emergency. I brought it in as fast as possible. However, as you can see, I did not bring the lawnmower in. Oops. Just gonna tie these calipers somewhere up here for now. Now we gotta do the back. I believe all I have to do is take this little bolt out for the ABS sensor. All right, hopefully that was all that was holding us up there. Sprocket is just splined into the wheel. Just like that. Our wheel is free. All right, today we're touching this up and adding the finishing touch. And when I say finishing touch, I mean the paint job hasn't really started yet. I have prepped everything and I can't do anything until tomorrow when the paint comes. But what I can do is this, I can paint this, sand this down, mask it off, spray a little primer, because this is down to the bare metal again. Get a little artsy. Yo, it's the next morning. I'm doing a little repair on this fairing here. I also am going to prep all the other parts, put them in the booth. I gotta clean the booth out real quick. I'm hoping I can fit all this stuff in there. I have only like a limited number of stands. I'm gonna have to try to make it work because I got a lot of parts to go in there. Since I'm going to a lighter color, I'm gonna do sealer on all these parts first. That way I don't have to do as many coats. That way I get better adhesion and I don't have to do as many coats of the color that I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm gonna fix this, and then I'm sorry if I don't film a ton today. It's like crunch time and I'm in a rush, so I'm gonna try to film bits and pieces whenever I can. I also am limited on SD card space, and I don't have time to go clear cards right now. Today's the day, today's the only day. I'm waiting on paint, but I wanna have all this stuff prepped, ready to go, sealed, and that way when my base coat arrives, I can just start spraying. Because there's gonna be a lot of taping and airbrushing after, so I wanna get this out of the way so I can spend as much time getting all my lines perfect when I tape and whatnot. Also have an airbrush coming in the mail today. I'm hoping all this stuff comes at a reasonable time. If not, I'm being here very, very late tonight. A little thicker than I would put it on if I was doing like a car, but I'm not too concerned about this plastic, especially because it's just getting painted black, no fancy. So if this does shrink and get pinholes in the future, I can just redo this one piece. So I'm not sweating it super hard, and it's my own bike, so also another reason why I'm not really sweating it. And while that sets up, I'm gonna go in the booth, and it's a mess in there. I'm not even gonna show you, it's a little embarrassing. So I'm gonna go grab a trash bag, clean up all the tape and all the masking stuff, and then blow out all the dust, get it ready, because I'm doing all these parts at the same time, so I want as clean of an environment as there as possible. All right, I've got all the pieces in the booth. I'm gonna spray sealer on all these, that way the lighter color that I'm doing sprays a little bit more evenly and consistent over everything. You're not seeing like the difference in the colors and the sand through areas and things like that. I'm just gonna start spraying. I don't know, maybe I'll set my camera up over here. I'll figure out a good way to film this. It might be on the GoPro. Sealer's on, and it actually sprayed on so nicely.
There's a couple imperfections on some of these, but honestly, this is my bike and I don't care that much. If it was a customer's bike, it'd be a little different, but now it's time for base. So these parts here, these are all getting black. The rest of these are getting our secret color. I'm gonna go mix that up and spray it right now. I'm thinking I'll just do the black first, get these parts done, and then take them out of the booth. That way I don't have to worry about getting black overspray on the lighter color. So I'm gonna do the black first. You don't gotta watch me spray black, that's boring. Little problem I ran into, my compressor stopped working. My main compressor, I have a backup, thankfully. Fingers crossed that stays good. I hate using the backup compressor, but literally the entire project now is what it is. I only have to spray these maybe 2 coats, maybe 3. I'm hoping that I can get away with 2 now that I already have. 2 coats should cover the gray. Then the rest is literally just airbrushing for the most part, or like real light, like it's not gonna take much pressure. If that did fail, I could do it all with the airbrush technically. After that, it's just clear coat. But clear coat, I'm gonna be running that compressor for a long time. I might cut back how often I'm running it and only clear coat maybe a few pieces at a time. But for now, we're about to spray our base coat.
So basically what I'm gonna do is put these pieces together, at least the side fairings, the important ones, kind of mock them up on the bike. And then I'm just gonna find some reference points on these, laser line them, and then just do measurements off of the laser line. I think that that's gonna be the easiest way to do this, is just to keep everything simple and match one side to the other. All right, there's half. I'm gonna do the other half. All right, it's 1:30 in the morning. Let me show you what I got, because I did some stuff off camera, and I'm sorry. First of all, I ruined the front fender. I didn't ruin it, but this was my experiment, and this is not what I was going for. This is way too bright, way too contrasty. I wanted more subtle. I spent a good 2.5 hours taping that up and painting it, and yeah, I wasted that time. And I was measuring out all the lines and getting the tape lines perfectly. Then I realized it doesn't really matter if it's perfect, it just has to look right. So as long as it looks right to me, it doesn't matter if it's perfectly measured out. I started winging it on another panel, line it up with the motorcycle to get like the right angle. This is what I've got so far. So I've got more faint lines or more translucent lines, and then I got this bright blue stripe that I'm doing. And I'm gonna basically just repeat this pattern, go in both directions. I don't know when I'm gonna do the one going horizontal, but I'm gonna keep adding on to this pattern, and then I'm gonna jump to the other side, try to get them matching as best as possible. Yeah, so I'm gonna film like a little bit of me taping it up. That's about it, nothing super fun. So I may have gone a little too dark on the black on these, but honestly, I think it'll be fine. I'll make up for it on the other panel, because the one side's kind of light, like the one that I did already, but no big deal. I'll just go lighter on the ones that cross the other way. Hopefully it evens out and blends the two together. Actually, I kind of like that I did it a little bit darker on this. I think the contrast is a little nicer. I think that looks really good. I'm gonna set it on the bike right now, that way
You can see the difference between this and the panel I did before, and it's not that different. And then I gotta draw my vertical lines. It's gonna be a long night. So obviously this is not gonna share the same pattern yet because it only has half of the lines. Update. A lot has happened in the past 48 hours. I've gotten a total of 5 hours of sleep. I slept 3 hours the first night. And then last night I was out here till 7 and slept until about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then came back out and I didn't film any of it because I ran out of SD space. So I grabbed my GoPro and stole the card out of that. So that's what I'm filming on now. But everything's painted, everything's done. I wish I could have filmed more of the line work and the airbrushing, but I was tunnel visioned into getting this done. So I wasn't thinking about anything, but it's all done and I just have to reassemble the bike. So let me at least show you what the pieces look like first. I think it's pretty cool. I'm really happy with it. It took me a lot of time and miles of masking tape. Let me show you this pile of masking tape. It's absurd how much masking tape I used. Look at the whole garage is just a disaster. There's my pile of masking tape. Here are my fairings. This is the colorway I went with, kind of like a plaid and blue with a tan, light color, real subtle, real classy, hopefully pops at night. Here's the other fairings. And I kept the turn signal areas black. I think that that'll offset it nicely. Anyway, so I also got a new tail light. So I'm gonna install all the lights on the nose and the tail end. Try to get those pieces together, all the wiring with this new tail light as well. And then I'll get back to you when I do that. I'm not gonna film most of this because I'm running low on space. I wanna show you like as I get it together. Also, I decided that I'm putting the passenger pegs back on because on the fairing, on this fairing back there, you can see this underneath it. Like you can see it pretty obvious. It's not very clean looking. Plus I still need a place to put my license plate. So I'm just gonna do it on the left side. All right, so far back end is on. I don't have any extra pieces, so that's a good sign. Front seat's going in now. But so far everything has gone pretty smoothly with this back end. Yeah, just gonna keep moving. Wheels are in the paint booth right now, getting clear coated. All right, finally, things are starting to come together. I've got the front nose cone fairing on right now with the headlights in there, and it's looking real good. So I still gotta put the side fairings and the stuff underneath for the fender there. So I'm gonna paint the Brembo logo blue, so I've already got them scuffed. Let me show you here in the paint booth what we got going on. Just peeled all the masking tape off the wheels. I've got 2 white Hayabusa wheels, so those are ready to go on. Those are cleared with my high-speed impact clear from Tamco. Love that stuff. That's actually what I did the entire bike with. I was gonna use SPI's Euro Clear, their 2020. That is, in my opinion, the best clear coat, but I was on a bit of a time crunch, so unfortunately that wasn't an option for me. That's what I would prefer to use, but honestly, after you cut and buff, I can't really tell a difference. SPI is easier to get it smoother and glossier out of the gun because it has more time to flow out, but time was not on our side. I'm gonna keep throwing some pieces on here and updating you as I go. All right, well, I was debating on putting the wheels on tonight, but I can't finish the fairing until the wheel's on because the chain like down, so the one fairing I can't push up. It doesn't even make sense. Just know, now I gotta put the wheels on, but I gotta look up and see what the torque spec is on these brake rotors. I'm so tired. I didn't remember exactly the process to how I took it apart, like in what order. A lot of the stuff you can't skip the order, you'll just be backtracking, which is exactly what I did. I have backtracked now a bunch of times, would get super far ahead, and then the next piece needed to tuck underneath something and it can't get to it because I put a piece of plastic there. So that's what I've been dealing with all night. We are almost there. At this point, I might as well just put both wheels on. The thing that sucks is I just put the brake calipers on, not thinking that the wheel has to go on first before I can put the brake calipers on. All right, I'm gonna go fight this wheel. I'll be back when it's on. So I really like this passenger handrail here. I'm not riding with a passenger on here. This is the cowling, and I want it to fit with this because I think this looks sick. I think like this is cool. So I have to notch out these areas. So I got them marked. I'm gonna take a Dremel and hopefully just a little bit of trimming will make this fit. It's 3 in the morning, I'm ready to go to bed. This is the last thing I gotta do.
All right, it is a new day. It's actually been a little over a week. First off, I want to apologize for the lack of footage that I got on this project. I spent a lot of time airbrushing and very little time sleeping. The last 3 days of this project, I slept 3 hours every night, except for the second day in which I slept that long. I had a horrible headache. It's just a mess. Not something that I would do unless it was under very specific circumstances. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I was not smart, but nonetheless, the bike is painted. It's right behind me. I'm about to reveal it. Again, I apologize for not getting too much content of me actually painting. I didn't have any storage on my camera. I just bought a external hard drive so that I don't run into that issue again. We did get to Cars and Coffee, which was sick. We beat the deadline. There's a few issues with the wheels that you saw there. Finished up the rest of it in the morning. Got the seat cowling on. I'm stoked on it. Pretty much everybody who's seen the bike is stoked on it. So anyways, here it is. Oh yeah, and I added the fuzzy seat just a couple days ago. I couldn't be happier with the turnout of this. Oh, and since the filming of that video, I have dropped it once. You can't tell because the crash guard did its job, and the crash guard actually held up pretty well. Yeah, I did drop it right here, right in the garage, but you can barely tell, so it's cool. So yeah, there's my logo here. My fiance actually painted the wheels for me. They're not perfect, and I knew that going into it because next year the plan is to stretch it with the fat tire kit. So I wasn't too worried about the wheels. I just needed them to kind of look how I'm gonna have them look, which is white. From a distance, you can't really tell. So that's kind of, you know, it's not cut and buffed at all. This is straight out of the gun. I still have to cut and buff. I don't know when I'll care to do that. It's a lot of work, especially on a motorcycle with all these little parts, especially when it's back together. There's a bunch of little intricacies, and so it's a bigger pain to cut and buff this, but I am at least gonna do the tank, this rear cowling here. It's time for me to get another motorcycle for sure. Like, I'm already excited to do another paint job, but like for myself, I want another paint job for myself. I'm like, oh, I could have done it this color. And so now I need another bike so that I can do it, the new idea that I have. Subscribe because that will happen inevitably. I don't know when. I don't know this season, next season, but there'll be another bike that I buy and do a custom paint job on. Now it's that time where I gotta line up some shows and some bike meets, get this thing out, promote the brand a little bit. Anyways, if you want some custom work, hit your boy up at HagerCo Customs and we'll make something really cool. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, because I know you're doing that right now if you haven't already. Yeah, we'll see you next time.